What is up, gamers? It's the guy who can't seem to play Ultrakill correctly, SpaceSeal. I've had a few of you down in the comments say that I should try to do a wait, no, not feedback or... Okay, I'm recording this now, and in the script I put a feedbacker only run. This is meant to be a Knuckleblaster only run, or as this guy calls it, the Vine Boom run. Also, I would like to thank StaticSpark for making that thumbnail. You did great on that, my guy. Would love to see some more stuff from you. Anyways, onto the rules. The only weapon I can have equipped is the Knuckleblaster. Other forms of damage are allowed, slams, etc., and violence. So let the games begin. We start out by blasting our way through 0-1. Filth are no longer a problem, given that we finally have an explosive attack. And we can also semi-parry projectiles. It just requires a lot more precise timing and prediction. This will be relevant later, so remember that. After punching our way through the level, we reach Maurice, who proceeds to be crushed into ashes. Now onto 0-2, which is very similar to the first level. Nothing too special about it, and nothing worth noting. For 0-3, we encounter the Schisms. Due to their odd projectile range, I can't reflect their attacks, so we have to send them to the stratosphere to prevent them from becoming an issue. Now onto the Swords Machine fight. It's kinda like a dance, where you have to dodge all of his attacks and strike when he isn't attacking you. Be smart, and you'll get through it. 0-4 really isn't anything special. We have a Maurice fight, but I kill him instantly. You can do that by timing a Vine Boom to reflect multiple projectiles back into itself. Other than that, business as usual. 0-5 is the Cerberus boss fight. I found that the best strategy was to stick myself in the corner, jump like a rat seeing a deep fryer, and punch them in the face. 1-1 is business as usual. Drones are introduced, but they may as well be basketballs with the way I'm dunking on them. 1-2 is, once again, the same as the previous levels, except for stream cleaners. They are much easier than last time, but still, be careful around them. They control the field, not you. 1-3 is once again the same. Do I really have to go over every single level in the game? The Hideous Mass is easier than the previous challenge, due to our new damage output. Now for V2. Just punch him. Just punch him in his stupid little face until he runs away, like the little pea goblin he is. Lust is simple. 2-1 had nothing too hard about it, it's just regular Knuckleblaster gameplay. Except for that last encounter. I died, but we don't have to dwell on that. 2-2 was the same as the other levels, except for when you're supposed to pick up the rail cannon. I had to clip into the back rooms to prevent that from happening. 2-3 introduces Mind Flayers. Now, normally these girls are a pain in the butt. They can teleport, they have homing projectiles, and they have laser beams. So, with only a fist, they must be a challenge. Oh, see you in heaven with the ultimate Tumblr sexy man, thick robot. 2-4. Where do I begin with 2-4? Let's start with the hand. Whoa, he made a reference! It's very similar to the fight in my original challenge run, so not much to note. But the body? Second hardest fight in the run. I'll get to the hardest one in a bit. You see, you're meant to have a gun here, so that you can shoot the body. But we don't have that, so we're stuck with the hands. And by the way, those move. And you could parry those for damage. But we can't do that since we have a Kool-Aid fist. Oh, and did I mention that he has a black hole? That makes it so we have to constantly be on the move. This fight ends up being a dance of running from one hand, smacking it 3 times, and running to the other hand and smacking it 3 times. And when the danger noodles spring out, hit the bricks, pal, you're done. Fuck! That took almost 20 minutes. Thanks, Red Hank. You saved me. Now into Gluttony. 3-1 isn't much too special, other than me being a dummy and falling into hydrochloric acid. Now onto everyone's favorite little piss baby, Gabriel. Again, he's not much of a challenge, but that's only because I know how to fight him. He requires you to attack when he isn't attacking you, which is a small window. And while you can parry a spear back into him with a Knuckleblaster, it's very precise timing to get it. Oh, you think I'm done, don't ya? Nope, on attack 2, baby! Reed starts out with much less of a bang this time, since we can deal with the various challenges that once plagued me in the previous run. Virtues now die in 4s instead of 8, so less time to get enraged. And I can deal with crowds now, so that final room is much less overwhelming. 4-2 plays out mostly the same as the first challenge, except that it's harder to heal this time for some reason. Maybe I'm just bad at dealing with stalkers or something. Regardless, we make the Sisyphean fall to his death once again, and we continue forwards. 4-3 is, once again, the same. Now, I didn't go over that last room when I last covered 4-3, so I'm going to go over that here. There's a lot of fodder enemies and a lot of pressure enemies. They're all spread out. They have a lot of health, and they can all damage at range. The best strategy is to just run along the outside of the arena, pick off pressure units, and occasionally go in the middle for some fodder units. 4-4. This level is pure pain in this challenge. You see, V2 has a funny ability, where if you hit it with a Knuckleblaster, it becomes enraged. So, to avoid this, I decided to reflect its shotgun shells back into itself. But his attacks are very inconsistent. He could be charging a supreme nail gun attack, and then switch to a shotgun blast in the middle of it. Like, what the hell? Not to mention that it takes a very quick reaction time to even reflect the attack. And what do you get for it? A small bit of damage. I could give you a complete encyclopedia of V2's AI after this challenge. After a while of this torture, my higher brain function ceased. I was now nothing more than a vampire chimpanzee. Fuck all these limp-dick knuckle reflex and chicken shit patience. I don't need those, I just need to bash V2's head in. And surprisingly, I beat him first try after doing this. I don't know what happened there, but I guess Monkey Brain beat Advanced AI. From there, it was smooth sailing. "5-1 was easier here than with the feedbacker. The increased damage made it so that enemies died instantly. Oh, and if you didn't know, the sentries are completely countered by the Knuckleblaster, so they're no longer a challenge. 5-2 was easier than it was last time. Most levels in this challenge are like that. The double Andre room was easier due to my increased damage output, and the Fearman is still just as fun as ever. Would recommend. 5-3 is once again easier than the feedbacker challenge. Still hella fun though. I just kind of skipped the last few rooms since you can do that, and I died in the very last room, so I thought, hey, I've done this already, so why not? 5-4. Leviathan. I think you can tell how this fight is by my relatively monotone voice. It's the same as the previous challenge. I'm not giving this Danger Noodle the time of day. If you watched my previous video, you'll know that this is my favorite layer in the game. I'm not gonna gush about it here, so don't you worry. This level is still fun though. I had a bit of trouble in the enclosed room with the Maurice, but that's just me.
Smell the insolent stench of you. Come to me.
The final room is pretty easy due to the increased damage that I deal now, so the hideous masses are not that much of a threat. Now on to Piss Baby Premium, Gabe 2. This fight is actually difficult this time. After listening to the Gable concert, we begin. Wait, did I just say Gable? Anyways, I can't parry any of Gabe's attacks here, so we actually have to dodge them. The easy strategy is to just slide in a circle when he's attacking, and attack when he's done. And when he taunts you, you need to fight him like an animal. If he pulls out his summon swords, don't attack. And that's the main game done. Now on to P-1. Now, if you watched my previous video, you'll know that Flesh Prison is impossible with a feedbacker. It is almost the same with the Knuckleblaster. While we can hit multiple eyes at once with the the Knuckleblaster, they spread out far too quickly to do any meaningful damage. Also, when you do the Vine Boom, it takes a long time to reload the arm. So when I eventually do finish off the eyes, the Flesh Prison's already summoned new ones. So you can't make any progress. So, to save myself from my sanity, I just equipped the Piercer and did the same thing as last time. Now onto Pinos. It's definitely harder than the Feedbacker, as we can't parry his attacks. So we can only attack when he isn't, and it will be hard to reflect his next. But instead of telling you, I'm just gonna show you. Well, gamers, we did it. Once again, I would like to thank StaticSpark for the thumbnail. You did great, my guy. And I will see you all soon, in whatever game I choose to do stupid stuff in next.